Somebody said action. What is work? Work is so work and job, is that the same thing?
No.
Oh, somebody said no.
I don't think so.
What's the difference between a job and work?
A job is what you do to survive, to get money.
Hold on. Hold on.
That's it right there.
A job is something you have to do. Work is something you want to do. And I see some of y'all kind of, it just depends on who you are. You know, if you switch around, some people say, well, work is what you have to do. But, you know, just like some people will say, it takes any man can be a father, but it takes a real man to be a daddy. I'm like, you need to switch that around. Any man can be a daddy, but it takes a real man to be a father. You see how they try to take away the power of God when we do that, because we call him our Father. So any man cannot be my father.
Hey!
Does that make sense?
Yeah!
It's the small stuff that we don't pay attention to that we say just because it sounds good. But work. Now typically when you go to work, you're going to work with a purpose.
Amen.
It's your job. And the reason why some of us don't like our jobs is because the only reason we're working there is to get a check.
Amen.
Think about that. And let's look at it like this. The only reason I'm working here is to get a check. The only reason I'm working here is to get a seed.
Okay. All right.
The only reason I'm in this relationship, not saying me and Joe, is for sex.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh. You see what I'm saying? You see the parallel.
Yes, sir.
If the only reason you're there is for the check, or for just to make it parallel, it is for the physical action, once the other person figures out you really don't care nothing about them, chances are you're going to be gone. How do you not care anything about the job when you don't go above and beyond and you halfway do everything, but you collect a full check every Friday? 15-minute break, 17-minute break. I worked 3 minutes over yesterday. I'm taking my 3 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, that was me. I ain't gonna lie, that was me. 40 hours a week. If I work 50 hours this week, I'm on salary, so that means you only paying me for 40. So next week I'm working 30. But watch the difference. That was when I was working for the world. Understand what I'm saying? But now that I work full-time for God, if I counted all the hours, see, in the world I was making $36 an hour by the hour. But if I counted all the hours I work now, I make $5.27 an hour as a pastor. And how many of you gonna go to work for $5.27 an hour? You're gonna be at work looking for another job. Some of y'all doing that now. You at work all on career builder. But that's the same thing as being in a relationship looking for another man. Or in a relationship looking for another. If you cannot be loyal to where you are, get out of it. Especially if you're going to look for another job while they're paying you to do a job. That's why you're not being blessed, because that's out of order with God. God says everything that you do it unto me. I'm not telling you to cheat them. If you had to cheat to get that extra 2 hours on your check, guess what? God didn't give it to you. That's why that seed was cursed, because you said 40 hours and you only worked 36. Now you're trying to understand, well, Lord, maybe that's why I'm not being blessed. If they was really paying us for what we worked every day, and then we're the first one to call human resources when our check show. everything matters with God? God don't overlook nothing. He overlooks absolutely nothing. But what happens when you get to the point in your life when you're working and you're expecting something back in return? You're expecting to get paid for what you do. Right? You're expecting to get something back. Because this is what the job description says, and this is what I do. This is what my pay scale is, and I'm supposed to get something back off of what I've done. How easily do we forget that we don't stop working just because we left 9 to 5? He says, for the wages of sin is death. In other words, the payment for sin is death. Don't you know that when we sin, we're at work?
That's right. That's it.
When we sin, we're at work because there's a payment coming for the sin. There's something that has to be given up. You have to sacrifice something in order to get to do what you really, really want to do. And none of us in here are going to do, we ain't going to do nothing without trying to get something back in return. Y'all just got real serious. But now, think about something. There was a woman that was employed. She was employed by misery. She was employed by pain. Give me some underscore. Give me some.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to get mine.
Yes, sir.
I got to narrate this thing. You know how we do when you're in the movies, you know something happened. But think about this. It's a woman, she was employed by misery. She was employed by pain. So if she's employed by misery and if she's employed by pain, who's paying her? Not only just the devil, but if she's employed by misery and pain paying her too. So she got up every day working for misery and pain. Working for frustration. Working for bitterness. Working for anger. Every day when something happened, she clocked in. Somebody said something to her the wrong way. Anger clock in. Something don't go her way. Frustration clocks in. Then when you try to speak a word to her, she didn't want to hear what you had to say because everybody else was on duty at the time. But she worked and worked and worked. And to the point to where she even got people to help her. She was trying to find another job, but each time she tried to find another job, she ended up in worse condition. She went to people that seemed to be better off than she was, like doctors and stuff. But the doctors only took her money. And they kept her in misery because they knew that would bring her back. See, you got to pay attention. See, the reason why, glory be to God, the reason why the doctors never prescribe you the highest dosage of medicine that can cure your problem is because they got to keep the pharmaceutical companies in business. I know exactly what will cure your problem, but I'm going to give you these first 3 pills so you can keep coming back and we keep padding the pockets of the people. So these doctors just kept pumping and prodding her and making her situation worse, never making anything better. But she was on a job for 12 years. Some of you don't know where I'm going with that. She was on a job struggling for 12 years, Javon.